He called it a little flu. He refused to wear a face mask in public. His country ranks second worldwide when it comes to the number of COVID-19 cases. And now, in an ironical twist of fate, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has tested positive for COVID-19. Has his recklessness resulted in him contracting this deadly virus? Our next report brings you some answers.
It's just a little flu, he said. Masks are just unnecessary accessories, he believed. Social distancing was never a priority for him. While he begrudgingly wore a mask sometimes, as Brazil's COVID-19 case count soared. More often than not, he greeted his supporters without one. Social distancing be damned. And now, the Brazilian president is the subject of global criticism and the butt of plenty of "I told you so" jokes. Why? Because Jair Bolsonaro has tested positive for COVID-19.
It was positive. Now, how did this all happen? It's worth going on a brief history. It started on Sunday with a certain feeling of unwell that worsened during the day on Monday. With malaise, tiredness, a bit of muscle pain and a fever that reached 38 degrees in the late afternoon. I then thought that with these symptoms and with the presidency's medic believing it to be a possible COVID-19 infection, I did a CT scan at the Armed Forces Hospital here in Brasilia, and the lungs were clear.
And after testing positive, the right-wing populist leader took to social media to say that he is treating his infection with hydroxychloroquine, even though medical experts say there are other remedies. Bolsonaro says HCQ is working for him.
Given these symptoms, the medical team decided to use hydroxychloroquine. I took the first pill and azithromycin yesterday at 5 p.m. It was administered, and I confess I did wake up a lot during the night. After midnight, I managed to feel better. At 5, I took a second dosage of chloroquine, and I confess to you that I'm perfectly fine.
I am perfectly fine, says the Brazilian president. Even though Brazil has more than 1.6 million coronavirus cases, the second highest worldwide, and the death toll on account of COVID-19 has soared past 66,000. He dismissed it as a little flu.
In my opinion, the fact that the president might have COVID is just a result of his irresponsibility in the face of the immensity of the pandemic, of the seriousness of the problem, and also because he does not wear a mask and is in the middle of agglomerations.
Bolsonaro is not guilty of this coronavirus. And another thing, it's not just him who isn't wearing a mask. I see a lot of people walking around without a mask. So everything that happens in this country, they want to blame it on him. It's wrong. Where's the democracy? Do you mean that now all things that are happening are his fault and nobody remembers about the others?
He is an ordinary person like everyone else, so he takes that risk too. The media really criticizes him and everything, but he is an ordinary person like us, so he has that right too, if it is a right to have this disease and to also be treated.
As of now, Brazil has the world's second largest outbreak of COVID-19, next only to the United States of America. But even so, Brazil's president has been a naysayer when it comes to taking the pandemic seriously. Bolsonaro defied local guidelines requiring him to wear a face mask even after a judge ordered him to do so in the month of June. Questions are now being raised over his recklessness in handling the outbreak. Bolsonaro's diagnosis proves one thing, that no one is invincible when it comes to this global contagion, not even a president. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.